what has happened to the church is the church has turned into retirement homes. The church has turned into retirement homes. Are you with me?
Amen.
What is a retirement home? A retirement home is the last resort when people can't deal with you anymore. Watch this. When people are tired of taking care of you, they want to put you in a retirement home or a nursing home. They don't want to take care of you no more. They don't want to deal with you no more. So the best thing for them to do is put you away. Well, what happens in the church is the same thing that happens in a retirement home or a nursing home. What happens to the people is these people, what's the one thing most people say? You need Jesus. You need to start going to church. You need this, you need that. But the problem is, when they sit with the church, they turn into retirement or people that are going to be in bed all day. What happens in a retirement home? Retirement home is, or the nursing home is the last place before what? Death. What happens in the church? Most people start coming to church because they hit rock bottom. They came to church because it was the last place to go. So where do they go? To the church. They say, well, I went through this. I was on drugs. I was doing this. I was doing this and this and that. Finally, I found God. So now I'm going to church. But the problem is not just them going to church. The problem is them going to the last place. Why didn't they come find us first? Because the church has lost the supernatural. What are they going to go to? They rather go sit, watch, and wait. Well, they're supposed to be in the place where God intended them to be. Watch this. In a nursing home, what happens to the people in the nursing home? They're waiting death. What's the one thing that they say that they're going to do for you? They're going to make you feel what? Comfortable. And the church is the same way. What do they want to do? Make you feel comfortable. And that's the problem with the church today, is they're turning into nursing homes instead of churches. What do they want to do? What do those people want in the church? They want to be fed with what? A spoon. They want to be washed. They want to be bathed. They don't want to do nothing but sit in bed and wait for somebody to take care of them. God was saying the church has lost its supernatural because it has turned into a nursing home. Why? Because the people are looking for a place of comfort. They're looking for a place where they can get away with everything. They're looking for a place that somebody's going to say, here, you don't have to do anything. You just stay right there. I'm going to feed you. What happened to the people? The people become weak. The people become slow. The people become ignorant. The people become so used to somebody else doing it for them. What do they become? They become paralyzed because they can't walk in the supernatural. So they just stick to live and stay in the supernatural. The natural. So what happens? You got a church full of what? Sick people. You got a church full of dead people or people that are waiting to die. But what happens to these nursing home people? They're just sitting there. You know what God was telling me? Let me explain something to you. God said the church is not to meet your needs. The church is meant to meet my needs. Amen. The church is not meant to meet your needs. The church is to meet His needs. So if you think your needs are going to be met here, this is where God's needs are going to be met. I'm not talking about He needs. God don't need nothing from you. But this is His operating room. This is the place where the signs and wonders and the miracles are supposed to happen. This is the place where God is supposed to show off His power, His glory. This is the place. But the problem with the world, what does the world do? They rather wait to the last minute to come see church. Well, why? Because the church is a nursing home. God is not looking to raise up another nursing home in Hillsboro. I already told you that. God is not looking for another corner to build some people so I can sit there and hook them up to an IV so I can feed them. God is not looking for that. God is looking for a church of people who are not going to sit there and wait for me to feed them, who are going to go out on their own and find things to do, who are going to read when they have to, who are going to pray when they have to, not going to get healed because I lay hands on them, but they're going to be healed because they can be healed because of who they are. Watch what I'm saying. So what happens in a nursing home? What happens to the people? They get lazy. They get sick. Of course they're going to die. Everybody's doing everything for them. I'm not talking about physical death when I'm talking about a church. I'm talking about a spiritual death. I'm talking about a death that they're waiting for. They think that just because they're in church, something's going to... Listen what I'm saying. Remember what I just said. When someone invites you or someone tells you, Girl, you need Jesus. You need to start going to church when they say there's a problem, right? When you say, well, man, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. Girl, you need to just come to my church. Right? That's everybody's thing. It's everybody's line. You need to go to church. Well, what's going on in your church? Well, I don't know. What do they offer me? Well, we'll give you comfortable. People will love you and hug you and kiss you and they'll feed you with a bottle. And this and this. That's not what we're going to build. We're not going to build that type of church here. I don't want you to be comfortable. When you're comfortable, you get lazy. Amen? I don't want to have to feed you. You call me at 3 in the morning, Pastor, I'm thirsty. Can you give me some water out of the fridge? What, you ain't got no hands? You ain't got no feet? Come on now. If you don't like it, hey, I'm sorry. That's just the way what God has built this church is going to build. Because when we go out in the streets, we're not going to have people that are going to, in Jesus' name, heal them, Lord. We're not going to have that. We're not going to have people say, well, you know what? Yeah, I know. See this? I'm dying too. Can I pray for you? Come on now. God is looking for a church that was going to step out of the natural and get into the supernatural. What happened? You have to understand something. The reason people in church populate so easily sometimes is because they can relate to each other. Because they don't do nothing. They're so used to it. They become so comfortable. Oh, you're sweating? Let me pat you down. Oh, am I being too harsh with you guys?
Nope.
Am I telling you something? Are y'all learning something? So do you want to be another patient in this church, or you want to be somebody who's going to take care of patients? Amen? When God was showing me this, He said, what am I supposed to do with my wounded? Send them to a church? I said, yeah, Lord, that's a good place to stay. No, it isn't. They're going to die. If I send them to church, they're going to put them on IV, put them on painkillers till they die. He said, I don't want you to send them to church. I said, well, Lord, where do you want to send them? To the altar church. Okay.